You read the title right. I am going to be doing French for 30 days and I'm making YouTube videos about it. So welcome to the ride. I feel the need to explain myself a little bit because unlike Spanish, I'm not starting from zero. I did French in high school and when I got into university, I continued to take French classes. But what had the most impact on me was when I did a summer language school in France back in 2019. And I did a homestay with a very sweet, very nice French couple who did not speak a word of English, and that month single-handedly got me from not understanding real spoken Spanish, not Spanish, French, not understanding real spoken French at all, to being able to hold a conversation in French. However, I came back to Japan and I kept on saying to myself that I would keep on studying French, which never happened, obviously. And a year or so later, I started to do Spanish, and I forgot so much of my French. Right now, for the life of me, I cannot form a sentence that has like substance, basically. And as to why I want to learn French again, I have two main reasons. One is that I'm taking a gap year from April, and I definitely want to go to France at some point to see friends at my host family who doesn't speak English, and so I want to be able to hold a conversation with them. So that is honestly the biggest reason. And the second reason is that I'm kind of burnt out with Spanish at the moment. And when I made a YouTube video about it, you guys were so nice in the comments, by the way, thank you so much for that. But there were multiple comments that suggested that I start another language, which really surprised me. But basically the argument is that if you start a new language, then it will help to keep both of the languages kind of like spiced up and fresh and fun, which does kind of make sense, and I'm halfway convinced, but not completely. So I am gonna experiment with it. I'm gonna try it out and see if we can find like a good balance of doing Spanish and French and enjoying both of them, basically. And so yeah, in conclusion, that's why I'm doing French. And I also gotta say, it is the perfect time to be doing French right now as well, because Stromae is back after leaving us for a decade. So the next fun activity that we have is I wanna show you guys my current level of French, which not only do I need to show you guys, but I need to like check for myself, to be honest, because I haven't spoken French since God knows when. I have no idea. So I'm gonna call up a friend right now. She's actually not French, she's Korean, but I became super close with her when I was in France. And since then, she's been living with her French boyfriend for 2+ years, and she forgot her English, basically. She cannot speak English right now, so our only means of communication is speaking French. And yeah, so I'm gonna call her right now, live on camera. Salut Ryan, tu vas bien? Ah, tu cortais tes cheveux. Tu me entendras pas. Ouais, you don't understand me.
Je comprends.
Ah, tu comprends? Ok. Ah, entendre c'est... Ah, ok, c'est comprendre. Parce qu'en espagnol c'est igual.
C'est égal.
Égal, c'est égal. Entendre et comprendre c'est...
Ah bon?
Oui, oui. Elle n'en va à... J'ai oublié le mot have, to have. I have, she has.
Avoir.
Avoir, ouais. Oh, ok. Ça marche si je t'appelle encore à la fin de mois?
Semaine.
Non.
Fin de mois.
Fin de mois. Après 30 days. 13 heures? 13 jours. Non. 3 jours.
30 jours.
30 jours.
Ouais.
Ça marche?
Sympa.
Ah,
Avec plaisir.
Ouais. Bisous, bisous.
Bonne soirée.
Hey, bonne journée. Bye bye. I feel like I communicate more than I thought I could, but still, let's see where this goes after 30 days. Let's see how much one can improve. And I'm gonna be starting tomorrow because today is a little too late. So today is like day 6, I want to say, something like that. And first of all, happy Multitude Week. The King has returned. Stromae's new album is out now. When I saw that there was only 12 tracks in this album, I knew that it was gonna be a masterpiece. And my first listen was when I was like jogging outside in my like gray Tokyo neighborhood, and it literally transported me into like a lush greenery. Like the sound just feels so rich and I love it. This man never misses. And yeah, so thank you for tuning in again for my music commentary. But as far as French goes, I haven't been doing as much French as I've wanted it to, but I did some. I did about 10 plus language transfer lessons, and I feel like doing language transfer is like finally starting to make me more interested in doing French. I think what I'm trying to say is that I liked the idea of learning French, but actually starting to study is a different story, and language transfer kind of helped me actually enjoy the actual learning process. And today, for the first time, actually, I listened to an episode of the Duolingo podcast. I 100% recommend it if you are a beginner with French or Spanish. And I listened to the French one for the first time in years, and I did not understand the French parts. So yeah, that's been my update so far. Je parle français un peu. This video is very kindly sponsored by Lingoda. Lingoda is the biggest online language school in Europe, and they offer courses in English, business English, German, Spanish, and French. And they got this really catchy campaign going on where they challenge you to take 60 lessons in 2 months. So that's one lesson for every day. And if you actually attend all the classes, then you get 100% cash back. You get to take 2 months of language classes for free. But if taking a lesson a day for 2 whole months is a little bit too intense for you, then they have like this chilled out version of it basically, where they challenge you to do 30 lessons in 2 months. So that's 1 lesson for every 2 days. And if you complete it all, then they'll give you 50% cash back, which is still pretty great. And they've been kind enough to let me try out a bunch of lessons. So for the next week, I'm gonna be taking a French class every single day, or almost every day. I think I'll take 5 lessons, and I already did try them out with like Spanish lessons and stuff, but it's my first time doing French with them, and I'm excited. I'm probably more nervous than excited, and as always, this is gonna be a journey that I'm gonna take you guys along with me, so let's see how this goes. Okay, I'm gonna have my first French class. I should have done the sponsorship in Spanish. That would have been like way easier for my nerves. Bonjour.
Comment ça va? Comment vas-tu?
Ça va bien, merci. À quelle ville t'es allé au Mexique?
Alors, regarde, dans quelle ville t'es allé?
Dans quelle ville? Je veux pas molester l'hôtesse de l'air.
Exactement, je ne veux pas déranger.
Merci. Oh my god, it's been such a long time since like I was at the beginner stage of Spanish. My teacher was so nice. He was too nice. But I feel like it's been a while. I haven't experienced something like this in Spanish for a long time. And I feel like French is even worse because I feel like I should know this. And I do know it somewhere in me, but I just cannot remember. I actually have my second Lingoda lesson today, which I am so damn nervous about. And it's a group lesson this time, and I'm so nervous. I wasn't this nervous before the private lesson. Ouais, okay. Je voulais faire...
Je voulais ou je voudrais?
Je voudrais. Nous étudier.
Nous étudier.
Quiero morir. No, I want to die. I want to go back to Spanish. Is it too late to make this a Spanish video? The thing is, I forgot most of the grammar rules of even an A2. So I couldn't keep up with the class. You know what? This is a humbling experience. You know, if you feel like you need to be humbled, you know, just keep that arrogance, that ego in check, I would recommend that you start a new language and talk to a native speaker. A solid 8 out of 10 humbling experience. I would recommend. Oh, I wanna die! I gotta get better at this French thing. Salut, salut. By the way, thank you to everybody who commented like their favorite YouTubers and favorite podcasts and that kind of stuff on the last video. So far, I think my favorite YouTuber is definitely Inner French. He talks really slowly so I can understand a lot of what he's saying, and also the topics are pretty interesting. And also I've started to watch a couple videos by Lena Situations. And also another YouTuber who I don't really watch that much, but he's pretty famous. And it's a channel called Français Facile Podcast. Or no, wait, Podcast Français Facile. He has like 500,000 subs, and it's about like grammar and pronunciation. And I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say this, but the guy who teaches it, Vincent, he used to be my French teacher in university. I took his class for like a year. To be honest, I was kind of a bad student because I was sitting in the back of my class with 2 other friends and we were always just chatting. But still, he was like one of the nicest professors I've ever had, and I really, really liked him in his classes. So I just wanted to give him a shout out, although he probably doesn't need a shout out from me because he has 500,000 subscribers, which I had no idea. So I'll just recommend him as well.
Vengeance, géographie. Amy?
Vengeance, géographie. Tu veux aller au cinéma? Je ne veux pas arriver en retard. That was alright. That was alright. That was alright. I feel a little better about myself than last time. D'habitude, il achète quelque chose à manger. So what I'm doing here is that I basically got my old French textbook out and I just read through all the pages that I've done before just so I could kind of refresh my memory on the basics. And for the vocabulary that was very basic but I've forgotten, I added them in my Anki deck. Samedi, dimanche. That reminds me, I should put my phone into French. I remember with Spanish, when I first put my phone in Spanish, the first thing that I learned really quickly was the days of the week. Okay, I have a lesson starting in just a minute. Relax, relax, relax. Oui, j'ai aimé la expérience beaucoup parce que j'habite à Tokyo. C'est une ville très grande et j'aime bien la nature et que c'est tranquille et j'aime beaucoup le village, oui. Okay, that was actually fine. So this time, although I was really nervous in the beginning, I did fine. I understood everything. And I feel like as soon as the class started, I felt much more at ease. I'm glad that I kind of studied a little bit before I went on it because it brought back a lot of the basics that I'd forgotten. And I think that was a good lesson. And also my teacher was Cameroonian this time. And I've never had a Cameroonian teacher before. Yeah, the accent's very different. And I'm a person who loves accents. So that was kind of fun to listen to. What I find kind of interesting, or like what I'm curious about French, is that in Spanish, there's all these different kinds of accents, and I feel like there's not really a standard Spanish. There's people who choose to do mainland Spanish. There's people like me who choose to do Mexican Spanish or Colombian Spanish. But I feel like for French, I've never heard of anybody be like, I want to learn Canadian French. You know, I want to learn Cameroonian French. I've never heard anybody say that. It's always Metropolitan French. And I wonder why that's so different from Spanish and French. If anybody knows an explanation, I would love to hear it in the comments. I'm just curious. Yeah, so I feel good about today, and tomorrow's gonna be my last lesson with Lingoda, so I'm excited for it, actually.
Vous pouvez reprendre ces deux, s'il vous plaît?
Sur et sort.
Sourd.
Sourd.
Comment sourd en espagnol?
Sourd, ok.
Oui, Amy, la troisième?
Sur voiture.
Voilà.
J'ai grandi avec une famille de 5 personnes et je pense que je suis plus à l'aise avec d'autres personnes. Merci beaucoup.
Allez, bye. Au revoir.
That was such a good lesson. I feel like just taking these lessons a bunch of times made me just more confident in speaking, and I think I could speak way more than when I first started, 100%. So okay, so after taking 5 lessons, I can definitely confidently say that it really did help me with my French, and I think my French did improve a lot, both in like the more literal and direct sense, as in it helped me understand some new grammar points and it helped me learn some new vocabulary, but also it really served as a motivator to help me want to learn more in my free time because I knew that there was a lesson coming up soon and I wanted to do better in that lesson. And so in conclusion, I think that Lingoda is... I thought it was an earthquake. We had an earthquake this morning and we had one a week ago that was so strong. God, okay. But it wasn't, it was just wind. Anyways, okay, so in conclusion, I think the Lingoda is the best when you're a person who likes structure and you'd rather follow a curriculum and learn all the grammar points in order, or if you're a person who doesn't know how to level up your studies, like if you don't know where to go next, because the material is going to be at your level, and if it's too difficult or too easy, you can always change it. And so it will help you stretch your skills no matter what level you're at the moment. And like I said before, they have this campaign going on. It's called the Sprint Challenge, where you commit to take 1 lesson a day for 2 months, and your reward for doing it all is that you'll get those lessons for completely free. And so if you want to challenge yourself as well, make sure to check out Lingoda and click the link in the description below for more information, and use my code EMMY2022 to get 20 euros or $25 off your deposit. And so yeah, I think I'm gonna make this learning French challenge into 2 separate videos. So this is gonna be the end of part 1. And so thanks so much for watching this video until the end. I hope that you guys have a great day or great night wherever you are, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.